Hi everyone and welcome to another of my videos. Okay, so HTML and CSS course for beginners project 2 tribute page. Okay, well this is the one we're going to be making, so it's still very basic, but we're going to be working with the picture, of course, about some other HTML elements. It's still basic, but I really want you to know that you can get there without really just creating basic things. And correct, yeah, so 10 simple websites to start coding with HTML and CSS. So we already covered the first one, my first website, so just a simple project. Tribute page is the one we're doing now, and there's some other projects as well. I'm still thinking how they're gonna look and what exactly which features I'm gonna be using, so you get to learn everything slightly a bit. Right, so if it's a second course already, or more than second course, you already don't need to set up, but I'm gonna go through the setup. You can just go to this minute on the clipboard. That's where we're gonna be starting coding. If you haven't done that setup, I would be using Visual Studio Code. That's from Microsoft. They sort of say that's one of the best. The links are below. I'm gonna use the Mozilla Firefox browser, because some of the other browsers are not as good as. Maybe you have a good one as well. Of course, Opera and Google Chrome. If you don't have the 7 unzipping software, because we're gonna need to download the file with some text and some basic text and some and a picture, of course. 7-zip is the software you can use, and I'm going to be using in this video. It's only for Windows, but of course you probably have a good one for your Mac as well at this moment. And the download's going to be from Bruno-Tech.com download sections, all at the bottom, and we're going to start actually with doing that, downloading the file. Do code along and keep all these projects, because it's good. They show different features of HTML or CSS, and you can always have them as a reference later on about special features of how to do one or the other thing, and you can get the actual code. So forget about pen and paper. You don't need to write the code snippets. You actually code along and you keep the code for your reference. It saves time. This is the mistake I made at the beginning, writing a book about coding. Switching between the tabs, of course, it's very easy, because Alt and Tab for the Windows and Command Tab and Mac. So you actually switch between two screens. One is the coding screen with your code editor, and the other one is actually watching the video. And you can switch between them, so you don't need to stop the video, you don't need to minimize the screen and then go to the other one. The other screens, you can jump in between, so it saves time, so you can't really remember all the code all the time. Q&A, I can't see the code clearly. I'm gonna increase my code on my coding editor, the picture, but still it's the quality of the video. If you're watching on YouTube, then you need to increase to 1080 pixels resolution rather than have 360 or something like that, because the resolution and the video quality is a bit lower, because maybe you have to slower internet. Right, that kind of covers everything. Okay, let's begin, and we're just going to start with downloading the file from the from my website. So if you go on Bruno-Tech.com, you need to go to the downloads, and it's at the bottom here. Don't need the first zip, we need the second zip. We just need to click on it. Okay, and the download starts on the right hand side. You can see it already, and we're just going to open it. Okay, so on the first course, I actually created my websites folder where I'm gonna keep all my projects, easily accessible, easily available for you for the reference. And all I need to do is just gonna copy the zip file down there, and that can go. And all you need is just gonna do the 7-zip, extract your project to page. Okay. And it's gonna give me a folder, and all the things are gonna be here, and there's the picture and there's the text. Okay, well, so the code editor is actually open. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the settings. So autosave is on. I have it in the files. I have the autosave on here, and the text resolution, I'm just going to put it on 18. You can do it as well if you want to. So, and then we're just going to start with opening the files. So this is all saved. This is all done, and we're just going to open the file. Open the folder. Sorry about that. So we have a folder ready. So it's on the desktop. It is on my website, and this is tribute page. So we're just going to open that one here. The folder is open. Okay. You have the files here as well, and you can just start. And we need to start with a new HTML file. New file. I'm just going to call index.html just to make sure. Right, so the file's open, and it's always indexed because that's the browser are going to open the first, and there's the different websites as I mentioned before. So it's always indexed. That's the first website that's going to be open. Okay, there's going to be lots of typing, the things that you already know. So that's a doc type. You already know that one, and we're just going to go and close the HTML. Okay. It changes the code as well to the closing brackets. Okay, then we need head. Of course, we need a header. Okay, the closing brackets are there. Then comes the body. Okay, and in the body I'm going to do the article again, because the body actually covers pretty much the whole website. So, and we need a footer. Okay, so that's set, and of course with the head we need to start with the metadata. We need to put that in. Okay, and it's going to be a char set. UTF-8, so it always comes in there. I mentioned char set about before that. It's the characters that the HTML is going to be using is UTF-8. Usually it always comes there. Okay, then we can put the title for the Google search. We're just going to call it Dr. Strangelove. And we need a description for the Google as well. That's meta. Description, same thing, opening, and that's going to be, this is excuse me for that. Dr. Strangelove. You can probably have it on we need to close that. You can probably have it on 18 pixels as well, the font as well, so you actually see clearly what's going on and what's not going on correctly, and it's the same layout, the same. Okay, so we have whole things covered, and we're just gonna need to open the document. This is the first one with the photo. You can open the photos as well. It's going to show you what's the photo, how it looks. So this is the photo itself, and we're just going to go work with the text here. We're just going to Control-A, select them, Control-C to copy. Then we're going to go here and Control-V. We're just going to paste it in there. Okay, so Dr. Strangelove is here. We're gonna have that as the header, and it's gonna be heading 1. Okay, Control X to copy, to cut, Control V to paste, or you can do it manually, of course. And here comes also the description of the picture. So we're just going to do it as a paragraph. We're not going to use it for anything else. So I'm just going to mark it here, Control X, and we're just going to paste it here. So it's all there. Of course, there's a picture coming in as well, but we just going to need to work quickly with the text here. So these are the attribution things that's going to be coming, and so they are listed. So by the bullet points. So this is the list items. So unordered list, there's ordered lists and unordered lists, and these are list items. So what I'm gonna do is for it to all be spaced out and look pretty good, I'm just gonna mark this all and push the tab, so you know that's under the list item, so it looks spaced out and everything. So this is the list item. There are going to be many. Autocomplete is not helping me on this one. Usually that's like is, but it's very much better than typing all this text in as well. So these are going to be list items. Okay, all of them, because they're going to go down as a bullet point, so you can actually see what's going on. And we need to close the list item. Okay, it automatically finishes the code as well. And there's another 3 to do. Just go quickly through that. Okay, list item. And of course we need to close that as well, otherwise it's going to be all one thing. So list items, so we can put them as a bullet points and list, basically for the pretty much like achievements of the Dr. Strangelove. Okay. And we're just going to close that as well, and it completes automatically. Okay, another list item, and we're going to close the list item as well. There we go. And we need to close actually the list as well. So this is unordered list. UL, it already knows what it is. Published by United Artists, so we're just gonna mark this as well. Control X, and it's gonna be a footer, and it's gonna be we have heading 1, we're gonna have heading 2. Okay, and you have the published by artist. Right. Just to make sure it's all saved, it auto saves as well, just to be Control S, and we need to have a look how it looks, just to give an idea. And it's the index already here, it's already made, and we're just gonna open with Firefox. Okay, let's have a look how it looks now. Right, so the lists are in the icon, the heading is here, lists are here, and the text is all spaced out, and we are ready for CSS to actually style that thing, so it doesn't look pretty. That's why we need CSS, and we need to actually create a file, and it usually is styles.css. And of course you can have different styles for different things. We're going to close all these text document and the pictures, we don't need that. And for the styles itself, we need to link it with the HTML, of course, and that's going to be link rel. Okay, now we need okay, and this is going to style sheet. And of course we need the last thing, href, where to find that, and that's going to be styles.css, and we can close that. So the HTML is already there. Right, so I'm just going to save it quickly just in case. Right, so we need to start styling because there's no styles whatsoever, and the usual things. And you're going to have a header, then we need body, so it's the main body of the file, and then we need of course footer, because we have a footer as well. Okay, these things are done, and yeah, well, let's start styling them a little bit. We're going to put the width of the header, and we're just gonna put it on 65%, so we're gonna have them spaced out in the middle. And the trick for to have it in the middle from left to the right is, as I mentioned on the previous one, previous video, I'm gonna use the left. I'm gonna put it on auto and margin right from the right side as well, so it's gonna be in the middle itself. So this is about the header, and then we need the article and footer as well. Let's have a look how it looks at the moment. Okay, well, this have it on the left, and I want these actually to be in the middle, so we actually need to work with the text, and we can put the text in text line, and we're gonna put it in center. So it's gonna be the text in the center, and then we need to style the whole things as well, article and a footer. And I forgot to put the article here. We'll leave the body for the color, just a simple one as that, and we can easily just copy these. Just Control C, or you can do it manually by all means. Okay, and these are the ones that are so they're gonna look pretty much like the top one, because it's the same code really. So yeah, well so we don't really want that as it is, and we want the picture to be in, and the picture needs to be put in HTML, and we just gonna need to go back, because the picture goes in between the header and it goes in between the paragraph, the description of the picture. And I do like to actually divide them on the divs, because you can work them. Work with the divs is better than you can actually manipulate text separately and do the picture separately as well. And for the picture itself, we're just gonna need to write it in image src. So we're gonna know the name of it. This is photo JPEG, and of course we need to actually have the alt basically describing what the picture is for somebody, for the screen readers, or actually even description of the image for Google. If they search up, they can actually use it. And we're just gonna name it Dr. Strangelove, pretty much like that. And yeah, Control S, just save it. It is an autosave. It should automatically. Let's have a look how it looks. Okay, and correct. So the picture is there. We just need to style it. Of course, we need to style these points as well. It's not going to be all in the middle, and that's why we need to have a look how we're gonna do that. So we're just gonna need to go back to the styles, and of course the top is already great. For the article itself, I actually wanted to have that kind of in the middle for everything, and I'm just gonna drop down 40% for article. Footer is actually staying pretty much the same, so I'm just gonna leave that. And then we need some other small things. Text line is center, and for the article, text line is gonna be justified. We're just gonna spread it out. So, and let's have the footer itself that can stay in the center, I'll believe as well. And let's just have a look. Control S to save. It's saved. Let's have a look what's happening here. And yes, so okay, so it looks a bit better. So we have a title on the top, as the picture is there as well. So okay, that's the description of the picture. There's bullet points of accomplishments, and of course there's a footer, and that can stay in the middle as well, so I'm happy with that. But we can do small things, and I actually wanted to show you, because the image itself is going to be a little bit problem. So there we go. So now the image, it is not responsive. All the text works. I haven't given a description for the sizes of the text or the font on this one, because I want to show you how the defaults work, and browser is going to do the default thing as well. So you have the title, and it's all 65% of the screen, so it stays in the middle. Beautiful. The bottom as well, the footer as well, but the picture itself, you can see like it doesn't really go. So I'm just gonna have to tell what to do for the picture itself, and that's why we need a couple more things. And we just need to style it in CSS, and sure, we have it wrapped in a div, so I'm just gonna leave there. And this is text align, but it actually works also for the picture itself. So we're just gonna have it in center, not left top as it automatically goes. And the trick for the image itself to resize and have it responsible so it works as all the way with the text, that would be this one here. And we need to specify the width, and okay, and it's going to be 100%. And the trick to go always, we need to specify the height, and that's going to be, so the width is going to stay, the height is going to collapse, and the width is going to be still stretched out, so it doesn't kill the save. Then we need to go back. It doesn't kill the picture proportions. Okay, so the picture is slightly a bit bigger now because it's there for the 100%. And if we're gonna go, you see the picture is already collapsing. So we can just go here, the picture is working with it, and this is your website. Of course we can do it in the other way as well. There we go, it's really smaller, and if it goes from the top to bottom, so this is collapsing down now, and the preview is staying. The only last thing I actually wanted to do is just give it background color, and as I mentioned, the body, I never worked with the body before, and we're just gonna have a simple background color. Okay, misspelled of course, and we're just going to put it on a gray. Of course there's more colors and better ones, and there's this, you can actually see from almost several hundreds there is. So we're just going to save it. Let's have a look. We need to refresh the page, of course. The color, background color is changed, the title is there, description of the title is, the picture is in the middle, there is no problem with that. Description is there, and it's very basic as I mentioned, but this is just a project for you to have, just to know the picture is in the middle, so it's just for you to have a reference. So if you work on more complicated projects, then at least you can see how to get the picture there, how to do the text, how to work with everything else. This was just a simple project, and of course you're gonna have more than this, and this pretty much completes the project itself. Right, so this completes the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. As I did mention, there's 10 of them all together in a series. I hope you're gonna watch the next ones as well, and I hope you actually find it useful. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day.